Hello, hello. Welcome to Drew's Book Reviews. This is my 2024 wrap up 2025 stream. Uh, I was going to film a video earlier today about kind of wrapping things up for 2024, what I planned for 2025, but then I started feeling a bit lazy. I didn't want to edit it, so I figured why not do a live stream because I haven't done one of those in a while. So thank you to all those who are joining. Just wanted to chat a little bit, maybe spend about 30 minutes or so just kind of talking about how my 2024 went and what am I planning for 2025? So, yeah, 2024, I didn't read as many books as I originally wanted to read, to be honest. But, come to realize that I'm not reading as much as I used to since me and my family moved to this smaller community and I picked up a second job on the side. So I just don't have as much time for reading as I used to. But like I always say, it's all about whether or not you do read, not how much you read necessarily. Just having that habit is such a good thing when all said and done. So, first thing I want to talk a little bit about is just how do my stats go? So, let's see if we can pull that up here. Uh, one moment. So, we're going to share my hardcover stats for 2024. Now, one thing I really like about the hardcover is how I can filter it by year even. So my 2024 or my life in books even. And hello, Bertie. Hello, Jester. Thanks for joining me. It's awesome. So glad to see you here. So taking a look at my 2024, I can actually filter it here, which is what I really like. I honestly like this site better than Goodreads. I actually have a video on the channel, Goodreads versus hardcover. But as we could see in 2024, I read 40 books, three referrals. So this tells me that three people picked up a book based off of what I read and what I reviewed here on hardcover, which is pretty cool. I read 26 different authors in total and 16,825 pages. And here we could take a look at all my five-star reads for 2024. So the Book of Negroes, Battleground, Dune, Black Sun, Ship of Destiny, some Terry Pratchett and Jim Butcher, Snuff and Peace Talks, Rogers versus Rogers. This was an interesting one because it is about Rogers Communications here in Canada, an industry I work in. So I didn't really do a review because I do want to kind of keep that separate, but it was really good read I found for Rogers versus Rogers, which is a really fun one, especially if you're into the kind of telecom industry and the corporate stuff that goes on there. And yeah, hardcover birdie. I love the site, hardcover.com. Check it out. It's worth it. There is a paid membership tier, but you don't have to. It's a really awesome site. I really enjoy it. So I would say check it out. I definitely am enjoying it better than the Goodreads site for sure. So what's really cool here as well is you can track pages read by month, as well as, here's kind of a breakdown of my different ratings throughout the year. So I had four 2.5 star reads, one 3 star read, 12 3.5, four 4 stars, seven 4.5, and 10 5 star reads. As well as you can take a look, your review of Alexandra Pozaski. This is the one that did Rogers versus Rogers. Uh, Kind of breaks down top liked review by author, as well as showing, as you can see, it shows I'm definitely more into fiction, which doesn't surprise me since I'm sci-fi fantasy mostly, and how much are nonfiction or unknown. And this gives me a more detailed breakdown of what I did this year. So 33 fantasy category, 31 were in the fiction category. Now this obviously adds up to more than 40 books because some books kind of be in more than one category, but it's just kind of nice to see how it breaks it down on what I did in 2024 as far as the different categories go, which is pretty awesome. And even books by mood. So it kind of breaks it down here. Adventurous mood was the most adventurous mood, followed by some dark, emotional, and mysterious moods on there as well. And even we can see how it broke down for me as far as star ratings by mood as well. which is pretty awesome. Overall, I would say I think I had a pretty good year of reading. There's so many good books out there. I don't know if I'll ever be caught up fully on my TBR, but overall, just some really good reads for the year. So look at that. I read Ship of Destiny for 24 days straight. Uh, and I read for this one all 384 pages of A Princess and Mars in 4 days. Two readers, as I see here, it shows two readers discovered Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne because of me on this site, which is pretty cool. I really enjoyed that. My average page count this year was 396 pages per book, which actually surprised me. I usually read a lot of bigger books, so I'm kind of surprised that it's under 400 average page count, but there you go. Number of books read within each group of page count. So breaks it down how many books in each group. Books rated highest versus the average. This kind of breaks down here, as we can see, Severed Souls, The Lost World, Looking Backward, Shepherd's Crown, and A Time of Dread. I rated these slightly lower than the average reader. And these ones we can see this year, I rated higher than the average reader. So God Emperor, Dune, Diamond Lens, Snuff, Peace Talks, Black Sun. We can certainly see more, but just kind of gives me an idea of how I'm rating books based on what others feel. So I had a feeling that for Philip Pullman's books, I was kind of rating lower than the average on there. Doesn't surprise me there, honestly. Uh, but overall, it looks like it's a pretty even split as far as about half the books I rated a bit higher and half I rated a bit more, which is all right. It's not going to like everything as much as everybody else. And the most referred books. So this is pretty awesome here as well. It not only shows me who the most referred, which books are the most referred. So Shadow of the God 2 saves, Making It So 2 saves, God Equation, Peace Talks, Fan Fiction, and who saved them on the platform. So overall, this is just kind of a highlight of my 2024 reading year overall. And yeah, I agree with that. I don't think any of us will ever get through our TBRs for sure. As Epic once said, doesn't that haunt you? And yes, some days it kind of haunts me, honestly. It's just kind of the way it goes with that. So there is just kind of a recap of what I read this year with regard to my overall reading. And just some of the things that happened in 2024, I think were a lot uh, well, there you go, Epic. Exactly. I mentioned your name, and there you go. You appeared. Thanks for joining, Epic. Great to see you here. And then, in terms of other things that have happened this year, of course, we started up the Dragon's Den Discord with myself and a few other of as a book nerds. So, of course, we got Bookish Chass is in the Dragon's Den Discord with us, as well as Into the Heart Wild and Book Kara. It's been fun, adventurous, good times with that. I'm happy to be part of that, and it has just been a good experience. And thank you to the other moderators for putting up with my antics, so to speak. Because it's been fun having that joint Discord, and it's grown since we created that. And I really hope that we can continue to grow that and just have a lot of fun in there. That's always fun to just hang out with a bunch of other book nerds. It's just such a blast. Speaking of hanging out with book nerds, I have to honestly say, I think one of the highlights of this year has been this summer when we went camping with my family. I actually invited Epic over to join us, and Epic joined us on our camping trip, and we had the opportunity to make a bunch of videos together while we were hanging out together. Epic was hanging out with me and my family, and we just had a great opportunity to just chill and hang out, make some videos today. We had an epic good time. There, I've got a whole video series of campfire tales featuring epic tales, and it was just a lot of fun. So, Epic man, thank you so much for joining us on that trip. Honestly, I can say that that really was the highlight of the year. for my bookish year is spending the time with you and you joining us on that camping trip. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't checked out the Epic playlist on the channel, I put the Campfire Tales with Epic there on that playlist, and it was just a lot of fun. And I'm so glad. Hopefully, we can get together again at some point and just really have a great time. And this is a great segue into some things that I want to talk about upcoming for the this upcoming year in 2025. Yeah, exactly, Epic. And that is exactly what I was going to segue into because while while we were hanging out there and making some videos, I'd casually mentioned how it would be awesome to get together with a bunch of other booktubers and just kind of do like a little trip or getaway with that. And it kind of became something much bigger than I ever anticipated it would be. And I am so looking forward to this. So we've got some plans for July. We've got about 10 people involved right now. And so far, it looks like we're going to be able to pull this off. It's going to be a lot of fun. That'll be at the end of July. I'm just holding off on the specific details right now because we're still working some stuff out as far as the exact details and plans and confirming absolutely everything perfectly. And I hesitate to say exactly everything until I know for sure everything is happening the way we expect it. But right now, it looks like it's going to be pretty good and a lot of fun. So it'll be, of course, myself and Epic. I'll be there. Birdie, I know you're planning on coming as well. And there'll be a few others. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm really, really looking forward to this. I never expected it to get this big of a gathering. But I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's going to pan out, how it's what's going to happen there. We're going to make a bunch of videos together. We're going to have a lot of fun. And it's going to be a great time for everyone. So stay tuned July this summer. We're still coordinating, when we're all going to release videos maybe on this get together and kind of see where we go from there. But it's going to be a lot of fun for sure. And some of the things that I do have planned for 2025 as well is one thing that I have learned, especially since I kind of got two jobs going and family, is it can be kind of hard to keep up a consistent schedule. And there's little breaks that happen. I took a little bit of a break last summer from video content creation. I kind of took a winter Christmas break from putting out some videos in the last couple of weeks here. But I do have some videos that I hope to get out starting this Friday. But some plans that I'm going to be doing is, first of all, I'm going to kind of structure my video releasing. I'm going to be taking those breaks, those spring break, probably take a little bit of a slowdown or break in the summers typically, just because it works better for my time in order to create the videos that I want to create and get content out there. So you'll probably see some regular breaks throughout the year, whether that's a spring break, summer break, winter break kind of thing. It works better for me that way. So it's not going to necessarily be consistent hit every single Friday for a video. I do want to continue and try and put videos out on Fridays, of course. And one of the things that I'm looking forward to doing this year, as far as a video series goes, is books that have influenced me or otherwise stayed with me. I did do a little bit of filming earlier today for the first couple of episodes in that series. So stay tuned for that. There's going to be some good books on there. And they're not really so much book reviews, it's just kind of talk about how they influenced me and the impact that they had on me. Uh, and I maybe I'll get up to 2025 them. I'm not sure yet, but I'm working on that. One of the other book series that I'm going to be working on is a vlog or of my Wind and Truth read. That's right. This big book right here, Wind and Truth. I'm still reading it. I'm not quite finished it yet. I'm almost done. I got about 6.5 hours ish left in the audiobook. I've been reading it since like December 8th. It is a big book. And I'm still working through it. Of course, I do want to get a review of the book out as well, but I'm also doing like a vlog of the book as well, where I'm kind of breaking it down into separate days. So stay tuned for that. Like we got days 1 to 3, days 4 to 6, and days 7 to 10. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be a fun read for that as well, or a fun video series. But it is important to note that if you're watching the vlog series, it will be spoiler filled. on that. So heads up on that. It will be spoiler filled for the Wind and Truth vlog, but it is definitely something that I am doing and really looking forward to. One of the other things that I'm setting a goal for as well is, let me see if I got that set up on my hardcover. One moment here. I do. So let me just share that quickly here. And there we go. Okay, so for hardcover, what I'm doing for my goals this year is previous years I set like 60 books as a goal. I've decided to do 42 books this year. Why 42? Well, because 42 is an awesome number and it's my favorite number. And I just love the number 42. For a Hitchhiker's fan out there, I think you know why, because 42 is just awesome, honestly. But 42 books is my goal for the year. Uh, and ultimately, is it that important to reach a goal, a specific goal? I don't know. I didn't quite make my goal last year. I did 40 out of 50 reads. I don't think it's overly important, honestly, to reach a specific number of books in a year, but I think 42 is more achievable given the time that I have. That is awesome. You're trying for six, you got 95 this year. Good. That's awesome, though. I mean, that's pretty awesome. I don't think I've ever read 95 in a year. And yeah, sometimes if you kind of take your time a little bit more, you can certainly enjoy the story a little bit more. I think is a benefit of that. But I mean, also if you have the time, like go for it, enjoy it. Pound out 9,500 bucks in a year. That'd be totally fine too. But I think I've definitely come to realize that I just don't have as much time in a day to read as I used to, which is totally fine. Because at the end of the day, I just want to enjoy my books, enjoy the stories and epic tales that we're reading, and just come to really enjoy that and love them, right? So, when all said and done, what's more important? Reading a lot of books or reading books you enjoy. And I'd say reading books that you enjoy. But if you happen to love them and you get through a whole bunch, that's totally cool too. And I think this year is going to be an epic year. It's going to be a great year for reading. And I think there's going to be a lot of fun things happening. And I definitely want to take a intentional, balanced approach to, my booktube life and the rest of things going on, uh, as well in my personal life as well. Because I know last year I took that summer break because I was just feeling a little bit like I need to step back a little bit from the channel just to kind of reset, uh reset and get reset into a place where I felt inspired and was enjoying making those videos. And I think I did that well, and that helped me realize that you know stepping back and having those breaks throughout the year is good for me personally. uh and that way I can really just kind of enjoy the time that I do have to make videos and not really worry so much about whether I'm getting content out in a timely manner. I do want it to be as consistent as I can, of course. But I always want to make sure that I'm also still enjoying doing this booktube thing, which I really do. That's all right, buddy. Definitely, if you couldn't reach 100, that's totally fine. Like I said, I've always said it's not so much about how much you read or even what you read, it's that you read. Just enjoy it. I mean, 93 in a year is still a amazing amount in my humble opinion. I think the most I ever got through in a year was like 70 or 75. So, don't be disappointed because you didn't reach 100. I mean, that's still quite a lot of books, right? It really is. Especially if you're reading those chunky books. Exactly. Like, I mean, typically I might read, 4 to 5 books per month, and it's taken me like a month to read Wind and Truth when you got those chunky books. And that's totally fine, right? Because it's all about how much you enjoy those books. And I mean, this thing is huge. I mean, I have the cover off at the moment, but look at that. I'm almost done. I'm getting there, and I'm enjoying my time off. I booked vacation time here in January because it was time for a work break, so to speak. Yeah, exactly. When in truth is like three normal books in size. Exactly. But it's honestly really good. I'm really enjoying the Wind and Truth by Sanderson right now. It's kind of, what I started the year with, and I'm really, really enjoying it. There's some aspects of it that I felt honestly feel, and I'm going to talk more about this when I actually get to doing the review when I'm done the book. But definitely, there's some parts of the book that I really felt you could have just kind of cut out and set it aside as like a secondary side novel, within with that takes place at the same time as the events in Wind and Truth. Definitely some aspects there. There are some parts of it that I was thinking, oh well, I love that he's doing his best to include these certain things, particular, and I'll just say particularly with things like the LGBTQ issues. I'm really glad that he's trying to include some of that. I won't get into too many details on that right now, but I'm glad that he's trying to include some of that. But it feels like it was kind of put in the story in an effort to talk about it, but does it really fit effectively in the story? Is a whole nother debate there. So we'll kind of see where that goes as far as a final review, and go from there. Yeah, I have heard that as well. I think I haven't watched the video, but I think I saw like a short clip or something on another channel saying, you could cut 300 pages out of this book and it would still be a fine book and a good read kind of thing. So we'll kind of see what happens there, I guess, and go from there. I guess the best way to put it. Overall, I think so far it's been pretty good, and just wait for my official review on that. I guess I'm still a huge Sanderson fan, loving it. Yeah, exactly. That's probably a key factor there. That may be a factor. I know Sanderson loves to write these big, epic, massive books, but books that could easily be split down into, more books, so to speak, on that. So that is definitely probably part of it. I mean, Sanderson's a big name in fantasy these days, and who knows how long it's going to take him to finish the Cosmere, but I'm definitely hoping that, he finishes the Cosmere in time for me to read it all before my time is done, so to speak. But, I still got 50 years ahead of me, I'm sure. So no worries there. Anyway, I just wanted to do this quick little live stream to kind of just really talk about how did my 2024 go? What am I going to do here for 2025? And, you know, where are we going to go from there? And here's to a great 2025 reads. And, don't be jealous. Don't be jealous, Birdie. It's all good. Uh, it's nothing to be jealous about. I know Sanderson isn't for everybody, and definitely it's not one of those things that everybody's going to enjoy. And I think we could say that about literally any author out there. Honestly, I know Epic loves Grimdark. I like Grimdark. I think I enjoy Grimdark, but I think Epic loves it a lot more than me, for example, and that is totally fine. And not every genre, every author, every book is going to be for everyone. That's totally fine. But anyway, here's to a great 2025 reads. I hope everybody has a fantastic year of reading. And, thank you for dropping in to listen to me go on about my 2024 and what I plan for 2025. I'm hoping for a great year. Stay tuned for those series that I mentioned, books that have inspired me or stayed with me, as well as the Stormlight Wind and Truth vlog coming up. And stay tuned as we finalize all the details for our epic, awesome little retreat in July with us and with me and Epic and several other booktubers. We look forward to sharing that with you when the time comes, and we'll go from there. And until then, as always, thank you so much for watching. I will update the video link here with the Dragon's Den Discord. If you're watching on the replay, be sure to join us there. And as always, until next time, keep on reading. Bye.